Alright, cool.
2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Crap Euros. It's me, Sam Ayton, joined by Jack Shepherd. No James Cartwright for this one, and it's Luxembourg taking on Armenia. What do you make of this one, Jack?
Well, this is the first game of the Group D ties. We've had some absolute stunners early on. We've had 6-0s, 4-0s, 3-0s. I don't know if we'll see quite as many goals today. Luxembourg are a decent side, but Armenia have got the likes of Mkhitaryan and some other talented players on their side, so we could be in for a close call.
I certainly think this is one of the games where we see some of the more established footballers in actual European top leagues. So we've got the likes of Mkhitaryan, Adamian for Armenia. We've also got Barrero, who plays for Mainz in the Bundesliga for Luxembourg. Luxembourg, a much stronger side than perhaps they were maybe 9-10 years ago. And I think this one could be a quite close tie, actually.
I'm expecting a close tie, yep. Will we see the Thill brothers on the score sheet? Only time will tell. Of course, the third Thill brother, who must be injured at the minute because he's not in the side.
Yeah, of course, and you were telling me before the tie as well, Jack, that their father actually was a professional footballer for Luxembourg, so from a footballing family, so hopefully they can link up quite well in this tie and maybe get a couple of goals or a decent result for Luxembourg.
Yeah, and I think, is it Vincent and Oliver? I think both of them play in top European leagues, Russia and France, I think.
Yes, Vincent is one of the most highly regarded prospects in the French league. I believe he plays for Metz.
Yep.
I think he's on loan in Ligue 2 this season, but still a very young, talented prospect with a lot of future. But we're about to kick this one off, and it's going to be Turple to get us underway, and this one is live.
Yes, Luxembourg in the fresh white kit and Armenia in the red kits.
Yeah, I was surprised actually. I thought Armenia would have worn orange for some reason, I think just because of the flag, but they do look quite smart in those red kits, and I'm not going to try and pronounce too many of their names, I'll be honest with you, but I do know Sargis Adamian, who puts the ball in, the man of Hoffenheim, who's had a very good season in the Bundesliga before obviously the postponement.
Yes, some of the names are a mouthful.
They certainly are. They do like a Aryan at the end of it, don't they? A bit like Adolf, really, with the love of Aryans.
Dagbakyan
here's
Gazarian.
And if I tell you what, we'll spend most of the game just saying one person's name, won't we?
Yep.
Right, this one's going to be fizzed in here.
From Gazarian. Another header away.
Fizzed in again. Has to be hit, but well wide of the post there. Well defended there from Luxembourg, survived the early onslaught. Do you think Luxembourg are going to continue in this vein?
Well, Luxembourg do like to play a bit of a keep ball, and they've not managed to do that so far, and they've really had not much of possession, but they've got it now.
I mean, there was a time years ago where I remember in the early days of the crap Euros where Luxembourg literally were one of the sides you'd compare with Liechtenstein and Andorra, and you didn't really know any of the players. I think they had Rodney Strasser, who was the only player who was actually decent for them, and now they're actually a semi-decent side. They've done well in real Euro qualifying. I think they almost got a result against France, so it'll be interesting to see them here.
And I think quite a lot of that comes down to the Thill family.
It must do, certainly, with 3 internationals, especially, like you say, players who are playing at a high level club football. It can only breed a bit of confidence in the national side, and the national manager's got his hands full, really, with a couple of decent players to pick from now, which is something that's not really heard of. And Armenia have a chance to break. Briasco is a nationalised Armenian, plays in the Argentinian league for Huracan up front.
Here's Vincent now.
The young talent there gets dispossessed by a man who plays left back. I think Dagbakyan there is surname. And here he is again. Thill, what can he do? Puts a ball in, lovely ball in. Oh, and it was won there, I think, by the Luxembourg side.
Yeah, it was, I always forget that guy's name.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he looks cool though, doesn't he? Looks a bit like a young cool. Kenwyne Jones.
Let's see. Rodriguez. Yeah, not Gary though, it's Gerson, I think, or something like that.
Well, he's done very well there to win that ball. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get it on target. Ball lumped up to Briasco. Like I say, plays in the Argentine league. Let's see what Adamian can do. Pushed off the ball. And he's won it back, but not really anything happening. Goes into Briasco, and he's tried to play it out wide. He should have turned there, Briasco. He had an opportunity to get a shot away.
And that's a bad throw from the goalkeeper. Straight to Mrkachian.
And it is Sargis Adamyan, who's going to have a strike, and he's hit the post. Should he have squared that?
Well, the woodwork is still shaking.
I think it is. The goalkeeper probably having a little jig there in the goal, thinking it's a nightclub the way that's reverberating. And here is Rodriguez.
Good tackle
Won
there.
Back by Armenia. Risky to play it out from the keeper, but they do like to keep the ball. Armenia do. Obviously, the famous Armenian family of the Kardashians will be watching this one.
Oh.
And it's won back. Thill, and that was lucky there. Calasia didn't dive in, won it well.
Don't know if the referee spotted that there, but there was a bit of foul play.
I think it was just a late challenge, but he has clattered him. But the ref's gonna play. We have seen some lenient refereeing actually in this tournament so far.
It's been a bit biased at times.
It certainly has. I think in the games I've watched, I think there should have been a few more cards than there has been. But here's Gerson Rodriguez. It's won back there by Haroyan. Goes to Ozbilis, who I believe used to play for Spartak Moscow. Don't know where he's at now. Could be at Besiktas. Plays in. He's certainly a decent player though. Has been for some time. Keeps it there. Finds a gap. And I'm not even going to attempt that name. And he plays it forward. Briasco's offside. If he'd just let the other man get it there, it would have been an opportunity for Armenia.
Nice high line there from the Luxembourgish.
They've played it well, haven't they? They've started very well, Luxembourg. They're certainly going to be a side, I think.
Yes, it has been brought back for the earlier foul.
And it's Leandro Barrero Martins, I think, is his name. The man who plays for FSV Mainz, another young player. But that's one thing I will say about Luxembourg's side. Their squad's quite young, so they've actually got a decent opportunity in a couple of years, if they don't actually make the actual Euros, maybe to compete at the Crap World Cup or the Crap Euros again. And they started quite well. That's badly given away. And Haroyan gets there. Too far forward there was Mkhitaryan. Henrik's been quite quiet in this one, hasn't he?
He has, yes. Oh, that was a good whip in there, but big Armenian bodies. High Rapetian is the goalie.
I think High Rapetian and Dagbashin now gets it, and the pressure's on. Sargis Adamyan.
Nice
one
turn
of the
there.
Easier names to say. Thankfully, one of the easier names to say because he's one of the more famed of them as well. And that ball's been played in, and Ozbilis was trying to get there, but he couldn't quite get to it.
Oh, what a rubbish pass there.
Henrik Mkhitaryan, Mrkachian.
Oh
my word!
That's got to be a
straight
red.
out of nowhere. Randy Orton came in there.
Just a talking to by the looks of things.
I tell you what, there is some questionable refereeing.
Very lenient there.
Mal get lucky to be on the pitch, I think. Henrik,
It's Henrik.
what can he do?
Standing over the ball.
Straight into the wall. Straight into the wall there from Henrik.
He's won a corner at least.
He has, and we'll see what can be done. Gazarian putting it in again. Fizzes it.
Dagbashian!
He did hit it. He went for it. I think everyone was willing that to go, and I think even the Luxembourg fans wouldn't have minded seeing that one sail into the net. Adamyan wins it again.
And we're about to end the half here. There we go.
And it is a 0-0, but I think it's been decent as far as 0-0s go. Although perhaps not as many chances as we'd have liked to have seen there.
I think there was a few good chances. The crossbar was hit twice, I think, or the post or something.
Yeah, Adamyan did hit it when he got in behind. That's for definite. I think you have to say Armenia were expected to be dominant in this tie, and they haven't dominated in possession. They have had more shots, but ultimately Luxembourg have defended well and have looked quite dangerous themselves on the break. So this could be one where, this game, it's on the precipice of going either way, isn't it? Really?
Yep, it's too close to call. Even at this midway stage, couldn't pick a winner for sure.
No, certainly not. And I think they're lucky to have only the one yellow card with Barreiro, and should be probably a bit more. And if you look at the ball winning areas, actually, you can see that there's both sides have won the ball quite high up the pitch on a number of occasions. Armenia a little bit more of a press going on there, but Luxembourg quite happy to just sit back there and contain Armenia. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what might happen.
I think that is very typical of both these sides. Armenia quite the high pressing side. Luxembourg quite happy to wait for the ball to land at their feet and then keep it when they have it.
Yeah, I think Luxembourg are just waiting for that opportunity to kind of to happen, really, where they're going to be sort of it's something that's going to be gifted to them rather than go out and chase this game. They know this probably isn't the game that they're expected to win in this group. There has been some changes for Armenia, though. Henrik Mkhitaryan's going to drop into the centre of the park, and they brought on Yuri Movsisian, formerly of Spartak Moscow. He's going to play up top now. Briasco's still on the pitch. He's gone out to the left. So that's what I'm getting here from the Armenia gaffer.
Well, let's hope that results in more goals.
Well, I mean, Henrik going a little bit deeper, but it might enable him to control the game a little bit more, I think.
He has been very quiet.
Not quite as good there. Yeah, you'd expect a player of his calibre to kind of be up there for player of the tournament, but he hasn't. It doesn't even, we wouldn't have known if he wasn't playing, would you?
No, I couldn't tell you what he's done. He had a free kick that hit the wall, and maybe that's it.
Yeah, but even that, he didn't win the free kick. He didn't really do anything in the build-up. He's just standing over that because he's the best Armenian player, really.
Well,
second half gets underway anyway, and we have Mkhitaryan on the ball there, and well won there. Good pressing from Luxembourg. Jans, great pace down the right-hand side.
Oh, that's such a waste.
He's tried to play that to Barreiro, hasn't he? And he's just ended up knocking it out of play. Calzier. Oh, great pressing there from Gerson. Henrik. Wayward pass. But it's going to be back to Sagis Adamyan. Oh, he's brought down. Surely that's going to be a red.
Well, you can't argue if it is. What's the referee going to bring out of his pocket here?
Surely that's not a talking to. Surely that is not a talking to. Oh my, that was a goal-scoring opportunity.
What does it take for this referee to get a card out?
I tell you what, that was absolutely disgraceful there from the centre half.
But Mkhitaryan hits one!
It's well wide of the post there. He needs to up his game here. He did almost set Adamyan away, but I tell you what, this referee is very questionable.
It is unbelievable, that.
He'd be redoing his licence after this one if it was up to me. Here we are, one of the Phil Rudders, Oliver. Strike there, well blocked.
Bit of a counter-attack coming on here.
But can they keep it?
Not enough bodies rushing forward for Armenia. It's a bit of a lackadaisical effort.
Movsisian did well, didn't he, to keep it there, but like you say, no one there in support. It's won back by Ozbiliz, though. Or Erzbiliz, if you want to pronounce it correctly. Oh, and I don't know what's happening. Briasco didn't expect to have it. I think he's just... And now here come Luxembourg. Turple. Barreiro to Phil. Back into Turple. One back. Oh, it's knocked out. Rodriguez. He's looked good. Martin's just been sitting there holding it. Barreiro. Will he hit it? He will! What a save. What an effort, first and foremost. And he's got another chance. And he puts it away! And Armenia failed to deal with it. Leandro Barreiro. Well, that first one could have gone in.
And he got another chance. He got another bite at the cherry, or whatever the phrase is.
He certainly didn't. He made no mistake. That's an excellent save there, but then this is just a miss-hit clearance, surely.
Yeah, not the best clearance.
He's played it back into the path, and almost a penalty there, wasn't it, from Barreiro, and he's made no mistake. And if you take a shot, and it goes on target, you've got a chance of scoring, and that's what Luxembourg have done. And just like we said, happy to sit there and let Armenia waste these attacks and hit them when they can. That's well won back, but can Armenia get anything going? Tackles himself almost there. Oh, and Luxembourg all over them now. Can it be 2? Yes, it will.
It's 2. That's good scenes from Luxembourg there.
And they have deserved this. They really have deserved it, because they've sat there for so long in this game. They've let Armenia get tired, and now they've just hit them twice on the break. And simple, this goal here. Look at this, just following in the ball. It's what they tell you at striker school, just follow it in. And he's got himself a goal at the Euro crap.
Turple it is, the goal scorer.
And Rodriguez involved again. Decent effort there, hit, and, well, you can't miss that one, can you?
Goalkeeper did parry it towards the striker. Could maybe have turned it around the post, but these things you can't complain about.
Yeah, of course, you can always say the keeper could have done better there, but at the end of the day, you know, the defenders shouldn't be letting that happen, and Turple's done well to follow it in. The centre-half there needs to just be aware that Turple might do that. And I tell you what, the pressure there from Jans seems to be getting that winger every single time. Can't seem to do anything with it.
I think they've found a little bit of a loophole here, that right wing.
And it's given away again, and it's Barrero again.
Well, Barrero will be pulling his dreadlocks out with that one.
He certainly will, because that one probably, again, should have been a chance. And he just... Look at the pressure there. It's almost like a gegenpress here. Definitely from the school of Jurgen Klopp, the way that they're playing. Well, he just played for Mainz, of course, Barrero, Klopp's former side.
Yeah.
Although I imagine probably about 6 when Jurgen was the gaffer there, so probably not learnt from his style of play. And that's well won, but Movsisyan decided he can't be bothered to go and chase it down. Jans. Briasco wins it. Jans went to the floor theatrically.
He did indeed.
He certainly went down easier than he should have done. Surprised the referee didn't pull a red card out, actually, there, because, you know, he doesn't seem to be able to pull them out for real fouls. And, here we go again. Could
it's
it
Vincent
be?
Pill!
It's
with
3.
a third. Yeah, great football there from Vincent.
He's done well to just stand up there and make sure he's let the keeper come out. He's just tapped it in. Nothing fancy with that one.
Luxembourg, I mean, it's quite a flattering scoreline, but they're dominating now.
They've played the game the way it should be played. They've come here with a strategy. They know that they are not as strong as Armenia, or statistically, on paper, not as strong, and they've decided to defend. They've defended well, sat back. Armenia now under pressure to score, and Luxembourg are just taking them apart. I mean, look at that. The defenders missed the opportunity completely, left a wide open space. I mean, still got a lot to do here. Holds off the player, just taps it through the legs of the goalkeeper.
Cool, calm and collected.
Beyond doubt now.
Cool as you like.
It was very cool there from Vincent Dill, and you can see why these European sides are interested in him with the ability he's got there. But Armenia really looking poor, if I'm honest.
I think they're shot, you know. I think their legs have gone a bit tired.
I think they have. I mean, there's no pace actually there. Just looking at Osbil is there. He hasn't actually got any pace. He's playing on the right-hand side, but he hasn't got any pace to get past anybody. And then you look at Rodriguez here, and he's just going to absolutely... Well, if he did go there, he would have probably turned his man with quite some pace. Taking about an age there for them to get the ball settled down. And that's a bit better. So they'll get it into Briasco.
Oh, what a great save. Oh, no, it is. It's gone in.
It's gone. It's you, Movsisyan. But it's a little bit too late there, I think. Great initial save.
Well, is that a consolation or is that a comeback? 10 minutes left.
Well, it's a good ball out there to Briasco, and I'm thinking, well, it's got to be a perfect ball, and he's just fizzed it. Jans is unfortunate. The keeper's almost saved it, but it's just hit it a bit too hard there, Movsisyan.
Yeah, it's a very... look at that.
I think it comes off Jans, actually, the ball, doesn't it? It just deflects into his path. I think just a
little bit off the
shin.
shin. Yep.
And it just takes it just in front of him, just makes that ball a little bit easy for him to clip into the net. Unfortunate for the GK
I honestly
thought
the goalkeeper had turned that round the post in an unbelievable fashion. But
That would have been an excellent save. He did very well to get anything on it. But Movsisyan proving a wily veteran there, getting in where he knows it's going to be dangerous. But here we go again, Luxembourg. Will they tear them apart again? Phil. Got the strength. Barrero. And Armenia now are going to have to do something, and that is not what they need to do. Passes it straight to Martins, although Martins gives it back, another gift.
Yep. And
Ozbilis, does he have the pace? Oh, that is sickening.
Well,
that's got to be a penalty kick, surely, or is it outside the box?
We've seen... Oh, it's a red.
Now, finally we've got one. Janic, he can't have no complaints about that. That was disgraceful.
Well, you never know what's coming with this referee.
I mean, let's take another look at this. Is it going to be... I don't even know if it's a penalty kick or not.
It depends
it's
where...
so close.
It's a free kick.
It's not a penalty. Oh. He hasn't even given the pen. Oh, my word. And I tell you what, it's a heartbreaker, that, for Armenia. Mkhitaryan off the post.
Well, I tell you what, Armenia have had some chances to make this 3-3 here.
I tell you what, they'll be devastated, but you know it's a good showing. They've still had a good showing here. They can go and beat the other teams in this group. Hopefully, for their sake, and have a good opportunity to go through. They were my pre-tournament favourites, actually, Armenia. And I tell you what, they've played well, but they haven't defended very well, have they?
Well, they're clean through again. Now.
Oh, and he has scored.
Oh, well, this could be an interesting last minute or so of extra time.
And it's Briasco, the naturalised Armenian, who's got the goal. And that's just the gap, isn't it? There, that's where the man was sent.
Yeah, it is certainly.
And that's all that is there from Luxembourg. So they've got, well, not long to hold on now, but they'll be absolutely heartbroken if they can't keep it.
And you can sense the foul mood between the Luxembourg players now.
You can. I think that Janic will certainly... They'll be having a word with him, because if Ozbilis goes in there and scores, it's 3-2. But they have 11 players on the pitch. It's 3-2 now, but they've got 10 players on the pitch. I mean, it shouldn't make too much of a difference, but we have 4 minutes of added time. You're going to need the ball, though, Armenia. They can't score if they don't have it. And there's no... It doesn't look like they're going to get it anytime soon. Phil, still going with it. It's a corner to Luxembourg. And Armenia certainly don't want this with 2 minutes left of this tie. And we've seen some fascinating corners in this tournament thus far. What the heck was that? He's chested that. That was a risky place to chest the ball. And here we go. Let's see what he can do now. Movsisyan. It's saved. Oh no, it's going to come out to Briasco. It's after the time. The game is over. And oh no, it's hit the wrong man. And Movsisyan slid in and he's took his teammate's eye off it.
The game is over.
Oh, and Luxembourg deserved the victory, but Armenia came within a whisker in the 94th minute there.
What an absolute stunner of a game.
And I'll tell you what, that has been the best game of the tournament, if I do say so myself.
Certainly.
And I think that's because two sides playing a contrasting style of football. Luxembourg were happy to sit off. They were happy to just wait and see what was going to happen. We see here the first one, just a mistake from the Armenian right back, and Barrero punishes them. Do you think? Would you have expected this to be the full-time result when it was 0-0 at half-time?
I was expecting maybe a 1-0 if it didn't end 0-0. Certainly not a 3-2 in the second half.
I think Armenia will be devastated about simple mistakes like that there from the keeper. You know, if he keeps hold of that football there, or he parries it the other way, it's still 1-0. But then that's kind of changed the game a bit. And again, you know, Barrero just gets in behind, doesn't he? He just nicks it. Who's been your player of the game in this one?
My personal player of the game? You know what? Vincent was quite good. That Turple guy, he had a good game. One of them two, perhaps.
Yes, I think Vincent Thill, for me, was very good. I think Barrero as well was very good for Luxembourg. No surprise, though, it's the players... That's the thing. I think the difference that's been made here is the players that play for the big clubs in Europe for Luxembourg have turned up today. Vincent Thill, Barrero. But your big players for Armenia, Mkhitaryan, Adamian, they haven't done anything. And
That's a very good point.
And that's what the difference has been. I mean, Movsisyan's made a difference when he's come back onto the pitch there, but
Was that the substitute who scored there?
it was there, yes, and that's so close to a penalty there.
A red card, but not a penalty. It's interesting because the same thing in the first half, and it was not even a card.
Yeah, I think maybe it was a brutal time. I know it was a good effort there for Mkhitaryan as well, which at the time would have made it 3-2. We'll give him a little bit extra time to to come back in the game.
Well, it was a fantastic game, wasn't it?
It was I mean, this one here, 90 minutes, and you're thinking, well, that's a good finish as well, actually, from Briasco.
Lovely finish.
He's put it right in. It's from the penalty spot again, isn't it? Essentially a penalty. And then they had that cross that we aren't going to see that came in there at the last minute. I mean, you look at that, that's a very close game, isn't it? 49% to 51% possession.
Well, there you go.
Very close tie.
Turple was the official man of the match, but Thill and Barrero did have the same rating, as well as Briasco.
Yeah, Briasco had a good game, I think. I mean, look at that. Adamian plays for Hoffenheim, 4.0 rating. Mkhitaryan plays for Roma, 6.0 rating. You're looking at, I mean, the guy there, Briasco, who's done well, he's playing in the Argentine league. Movsisyan's come on and got a 7.5, actually. He's actually the highest rated player.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But he's on the losing side, so they won't give him the man of the match. So it's they've done. I think Armenia is certainly going to have to look at how they're going to play in the future, if they want to progress. But great result for Luxembourg, cracking tie here in Bender. I mean, yeah. Anything left to say about this one, Jack?
Well, Janic will miss the next game. Will he miss 2 games? I'm not sure the rules. We'll maybe consult with James about that one.
I think, yeah, James has to be talked to about that one. I think probably it's a straight red, isn't it? So maybe just the one, because he hasn't culminated any amount of yellows, but he could be.
That could hurt Luxembourg, though. The depth they have at centre back.
Because he's a centre half, isn't he? And we saw the gap that's up when there's no player there. But if they have a player with subpar quality, I mean, we saw what Armenia were able to do in the last few minutes. It could hurt them, but they should be able to have someone who can just be plugged in there, I reckon.
Hopefully they do. I think they've got some more easier games, haven't they, with San Marino and Moldova.
It's
not Moldova,
it is San
is it?
Marino. It is San Marino, isn't it? I don't think it's Moldova.
It's that country between Spain and France.
Andorra.
That's the one.
Yeah. So these 2 teams probably should be going through anyway. Let's be honest. But
yeah.
But I mean, Armenia, this will hurt them. But these teams, I tell you what will be interesting if these 2 met again later on in the tournament. That will be cracking. I think that will be interesting to see.
It certainly would be. The script has been written there.
It certainly has, and hopefully Janic will be back for that one if they do meet again.
I might have another red by then.
He could have done if he does anything like he did here. Oh, the referee probably just shakes his hand and says, "Don't do it again." Anyway, I think it's probably time to wrap this one up.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been an absolute cracker. Thank you for having me.
See you later.